Live from Los Angeles. Welcome to Good Morning LaLa. I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jez Moye. This is Good Morning LaLa Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Also available on Apple TV, Roku, and Twitch.
That's right. We are all about Miracle Monday, and we're going to talk about how to create miracles in your life. We come together each morning to know the truth, live on spiritual principle, get some inspiration with some amazing people, and I don't know, tap into it.
There you go.
I said it
Very
for the
well
first time.
said, yes.
Tongue
Feels very
twister.
peaceful this Monday, doesn't it?
It does. I'm feeling really
Mellow
zen.
Monday.
Mellow Monday.
Look at that.
I
Wow.
love all this alliteration. Miracle Monday, Motivation Monday. We're so excited to welcome our very special guest. Hello and good morning to you back in the studio.
Yo, good morning.
Good morning. We're so excited to have you here. We've got Julio Macias in the house. He is a breakout star on My Block, second season on Netflix. Good morning, Julio.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being with us today, and congratulations on the massive success of your Netflix show.
Thank you. It's definitely a group effort.
Well, we've seen your star rise tremendously, not only on screen, but on social media. And we want to know, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine like?
So I just turned 29 this year, and I was thinking that it's switched so much since I was 21, where it was night owl, wake up at like noon. Now it's go to sleep at 7, wake up around 5. I just, boom, open, and it's too early to go to the gym, so I'll probably listen to a podcast or like read a book. Then I'll do some meditation. Then I'll go to the gym. Depending if I'm like working on the roll, then I'll like hit the gym. If not, then I'll just like bounce around from treadmill to treadmill for 20 minutes. Come back home, watch the news, eggs with bacon, and call my mom, because you know you gotta talk to your mom at least once a day.
Are you and Rob related?
Apparently,
so.
I was very familiar.
Seriously.
Right, all the way down to the mom part.
Exactly.
Right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Latino? Is that what it is?
Basically.
Well, thank you so much for being with us. DJ YOC is in the house, hailing all the way from Montreal and here in La La Land this morning. Good morning.
Hi, how are you? How are you guys?
We're so
Fantastic.
excited. I have a feeling as a DJ, you might not be a morning person.
No, I had a hard time this morning.
Well, thank you for braving that morning for us. So what's your typical morning routine like, even if it doesn't start till the afternoon?
Honestly, it really depends on the night before, because I do DJ, and it depends on my events. So, look, it could be like I could sleep in very early, or I could sleep in very, very late. And in the morning, I have so many things to do because I run businesses also, and I have other things going on, and I have a dog rescue as well that I take care of. So it really depends on my days. Every day is completely different.
Keeps it moving.
Dog rescue, restaurant owner, DJ.
It's a lot to juggle.
That is.
I want to know how. We'll find out, I guess.
Later
We'll
in
find
the
out.
show.
I'll tell you.
Oh, Autumn Brands is in the house, coming all the way from Santa Barbara this morning. Good morning, Autumn.
Good morning.
We're so excited that you're here. Congratulations on the success of your business. She is a serious fempreneur and a cannabis cultivator.
Oh, fempreneur. I like that, Jess.
Right? So how do you start your day? What's your morning routine?
Well, I use the sleep app, Sleep Cycle, so it gives me a 30-minute window to wake up. It pulls me out of my deep sleep, or after I come out of my deep sleep, it pulls me, the alarm goes off. So I'm not just getting pulled out of that deep sleep. And then I get up, do some yoga stretches, take a few deep breaths, and then start the mad dash to get my husband, my son, and myself out the door to the office and to school.
Fantastic.
Well, thanks to CBD, I now have a sleep cycle as well. We're excited to have that conversation more later in the show. Kevin Bloody Wilson is in the house. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning. How are you?
We're excited that you're here. You know, he's a world-renowned comedian, musician. He's got a killer show tomorrow night happening at the Owl right here in La La Land, right?
Correct, yes.
Can you tease a little bit about what we can expect at the show?
Well, the show itself is adult humour. It's we're sort of looking at political correctness from the funny side, because as we all know, they're trying to water down humour. So I'm basically there with a little bit of PC pushback in my songs and my dialogue on stage.
Well, we're excited to get to know more about you later in the show. Thank you all again for being here. Talk to you soon.
Did you guys not feel like this weekend was like, it was like everyone was out of town?
Oh yeah.
We were at Coachella. It was like this, it was
true.
like the storm, the calm before the storm.
Definitely Coachella, Easter. It felt like
Passover.
empty LA.
It was such a peaceful La La Land.
Yeah, you could
wasn't
drive. It was mind-blowing. I was like,
Amazing.
wow, this is what it would be like with no people in LA. It's pretty good.
It was brilliant. It was a really fun #NoChella weekend, and it was great just to like
No cello. I love
yeah,
that. That's awesome.
Nochella. Celebrate, and honor the religious holidays. I got together with friends for Passover and Easter, and it's kind of a yearly tradition. We do this Mediterranean meal, and we do a full Seder, and it was really special.
Super dope, Jess. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And how was your brother?
It was awesome. It was my
birthday,
brother
right?
and my mom's birthday. My brother was born on my mom's birthday.
Wow.
Right? How crazy is that? So he and I and his girlfriend, we went like to shopping. We were at Rodeo. We went to a nice restaurant, and then he went skydiving. I was supposed to go skydiving, but I didn't sign up early enough. So.
You got out of it.
Yeah, I got out of it. I did. But it was
Good job.
amazing. Yes. Yeah.
I was on a social media hiatus for the weekend, but I did check in just to see if you had risked death
Yes.
and jumped out of a plane.
Yeah, he did. It was amazing. I'm gonna post some more video on my Instagram.
I love it.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
You're
How
like,
was your
you're
weekend?
like, darn, the tickets are all sold
Yeah.
out. It sucks so
I know.
I really want to do that, but
Yeah.
darn, you know what?
So strange that happens right at the last minute. You try to buy them at the last minute, they're not available.
I'm sure your mom was so grateful that both her sons did not jump out of the plane at the same time. She's like, at least Rob is on the ground praying.
Exactly, that's right. That's right. I hope he's been taking notes from Dr. Erin. Pray
Yes,
properly.
For sure.
That's right. How was your weekend?
I did a lot of miscellaneous, but I had a really free weekend. I went and got a massage, I hung out with friends, I did brunch on Sunday, and all kinds of fun things, but no set like big plans, so it was really amazing just have some space and chill out and whatever. So it was
Do you
super
sleep
nice.
better knowing you don't have to do anything the next day?
Okay, honestly,
not
I've had sleep problems lately.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Not in a bad way. In like I'm so excited about everything that I just I
That's
wake
good.
up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, all
And
right.
it's like, yeah, okay, let's go.
Come on down to the gym.
I'm
We'll
like
work out.
waiting for the crash, because
Yeah.
it was usually like you get those highs and then
Yeah.
you get the crash, and so I'm just
Yeah.
waiting for that.
Yeah, I'm truly like a daydreamer and a night thinker. I think all night. I can't turn my brain off.
Yeah.
I dream all day, and I'm like such a visionary, and then at night I'm like worried about all the little details, and that's when I start thinking about how I can make the dream go reality. It's a big problem I have.
Part of the Gemini in you.
I suppose so. She's
That's
a
hilarious.
Gemini.
Oh my gosh! So have you guys seen? So Madonna is teaming up with this guy Maluma he's a South American, great, amazing Latin artist, and or I don't know, maybe he lives in Florida. He's Latin, but he's really big. But I was so inspired because there's this. They basically just met at like one of the big shows in the back, like, hi, how are you, whatever.
Yeah.
So he sends her flowers the next day, just says, really nice to meet you. She's like, I like that guy. She talks to his agent, and the agent goes, he'd love to collaborate with you. So she basically calls him up and says, let's collaborate.
Wow.
So they are creating this album that's about to drop. Let me get the right name of it. It's called Madeline, and it's basically it's really the merging of all of our types of people. Like she talks about how she is she's the nun, and she's the whore, and she's the teacher, and she's the whatever, and really coming to this embodiment. But I'm telling you, what was so inspiring was to see him. He has this post where he's crying, and he like tears of joy. Like he literally is so happy. But it brought me to this point. Like I'm sure we've all experienced this, where we have a confirmation. We've been working and embodying something in our life so intensely, and then all of a sudden you get this luck thing that drops in.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being him? What is
I'd
about
be
to
crying too
happen?
if I get hit off with like 50 mil. And I met Madonna. Here.
Madonna's like, I think I'll collaborate with you.
Yeah, I think that will work. Wow.
It's interesting. I'm wondering, have either of you ever had that experience where you felt validated in whatever it is you're pursuing recently? Like a moment where you really felt that embodiment?
Yeah, I think it's different levels, and he says it's just the beginning, and I think that you never feel like you're fully there, like whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it happens all the time. Like even just confirmation with I got Kimpton Lapeer, they've gifted me event space there, and just feeling like you're so lucky and so blessed, and just the confirmation that you're doing the right thing.
Oh, I love that.
Right.
What about you, Jess?
I will do a little throwback to last year for the 45th annual Daytime Emmys. We went to an incredible style lounge hosted by Lisa Liu, and we're excited to be there again next weekend, so stay tuned for our coverage for that. But that was a very validating moment for me, because here we were in this gorgeous space, this penthouse with the gowns and the shoes, and my name was on the face sheet. And if you don't know what a face sheet is, it's basically all the people who are expected to arrive at that event, their picture and who they are and what they represent. So we arrive and we're on the face sheet, and they've got champagne and Badgley Miska shoes and Stefano Couture gowns. and they were meant for me. And at first I was like, I got really nervous and really panicked. And then I realized my name is on this sheet. I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. And not only was my name on the sheet, but all the women in daytime television that I have followed, supported, admired, built my career and reputation off of, right alongside.
Yes.
And we got to play dress
Very
up
true.
together. It was such an incredibly validating moment for me. And at first I got really nervous, but then when I soaked it in, I was like, wow, this is exactly where I'm meant to be.
I love it.
And yes, I'll keep the shoes. Thank you.
I love those shoes, huh?
Yes.
Life is better in those shoes.
Oh, it is. It is.
How about you, Rob?
It's such a great question. I hadn't really thought about it a lot. I would say that as far as the show, the Emmys were definitely,
Yeah,
the
for
daytime
sure.
Emmys last year were definitely, and always the gifting suites are always fantastic. I'd say in terms of my professional career, there have been moments when a book was published and a show
Yeah,
came
for
along
sure.
or another show came along. I think it's been great. I would say that for the most part, I feel most deeply validated. Like just when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh wow, I'm alive and I'm healthy again. I genuinely feel like validated. I guess in that way, it's a little strange. But I think for me, for so long, I didn't want to wake up. And I didn't, So it's that for me is, I guess, the ultimate validation.
Right?
Yeah.
But I think that's the point of today, how to create miracles, is that it's really about embodying. Miracles are simply glitches in your current belief system. We don't believe there's really miracles. There's just really potential, and there's all potential in the universe. But really, I think it's about embodying it. When you truly embody it, that's when the universe is able to just, have everything flow in ways that you're like, whoa, this is crazy. And I've been experiencing that so much lately. And I'm like, what else you got?
Yes.
This is really awesome. It's like
Yes.
really cool.
So how do you embody that? If somebody's out there and they want to create more miracles in life or let more miracles come through, what could they do to facilitate the
Great
process?
one. Number one, consciousness. It's all consciousness, you know that, yeah. And then in the consciousness becomes the inspired action to do whatever dream and fulfill it and have the skill set and the collaborations in the community and everything for sure.
I would say that you recognize you don't have to be Madonna. You don't have to be Dr. Erin or Rob Mack or Jess Moyer. You are enough. And that's it.
We want you.
That's it.
Yes.
Embody that. Show up, be loved, speak your truth, and that's how you can really embody miracles in your own life. You don't have to make somebody's career, but you can make their day, and that in and of itself is a miracle.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
I love that. Well
Yeah,
said.
definitely you are the miracle. I've always feel
For
that
sure.
very strongly. I know it's helpful for me to sort of observe all the miracles around me that I take for granted, all the miracles that are happening sort of within me.
You guys
is
are my
also a
miracle.
right?
You guys on Miracle Monday.
Don't lie, Madonna's your miracle.
Yeah.
We all know.
I am. I have to say that I'm a big Madonna fan. I'm not gonna lie.
What is it you love most about Madonna?
I love that she effing expresses herself and has pushed the limits for all of us to say it's okay.
Yeah.
Whatever it is for you, that you get to be expressed in you. What Jess just said. That's what
Yes.
Madonna has done. I think.
love that,
Yeah.
right? She's always been that. She's the mother of reinvention, too,
She
right?
is, man. She's just doing it now. Like, I mean,
Yes.
I think when that great speech that she gave when she said the most, crazy thing I've ever done was stick around, and
Yes.
that's,
Oh,
she has.
Jay-Z said something similar. He said the genius thing we did was we didn't give up. And that's what sort of led to their ultimate success. They just didn't give up. They kept holding
Right,
on. Yeah.
right. Well, on that note, I think we're gonna
We'll take a break.
let it go.
Yes.
We're gonna take a break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Live from Los Angeles. Welcome to Good Morning La La Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jess Moyer. This is Good Morning La La Land.
Hello and welcome to Hashtag. Hello everyone and welcome back to Millennial Life. I'm your host, Laura Odegaard.
Hi, and welcome to Life Masters. Today we have a very special guest, Mark Harari, on the show.
I'm Erin Ziering, and this is the Housewives of Hollywood.
I'm Joanna Garzilli. You're watching Life Stories.
Welcome to Getting Real with Pamela, a positive and purposeful show about passionate people and their journeys.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Eyes Up Here. I'm your host, Lindsay Palos.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Green Actors Guild. My name's Jade Kaiser.
Hey, I'm Angela O, and welcome to Riding the Waves.
Hi, and welcome to Upgrade Your Life. I'm Lizzie Robstack.
And I'm Kayla Kraft.
Hey, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Harry Howard Talks. Betsy Cox is back.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Ageless Ambitions on EverTalk TV. I am so excited.
This is CEO with Anna David
and Lauren Wallet.
Welcome back to another episode of Mind, Body, Spirit. I'm Dr. Kate.
My people, this is Table for One, and I'm Leah Sergakis.
It is time for another episode of Sassy and Single, because that's what I am. I'm your host, Natalie Sadie.
Erica Dela Cruz, the hashtag Passionista. You are watching Passion to Paycheck.
Welcome to another episode of Purpose. I'm your host, Brittany Zonker.
Welcome back to On That Note. I'm your host, Elizabeth Lake. She shares all her tricks in her new book, Your Healthiest Healthy, The Beautiful and Talented,
Samantha Harris.
Hey everyone, I'm Lindsay Hoffman and welcome to the Dose of Bliss show.
Hi, I'm Valentina and you're watching Ciao Bella.
Welcome to the Alyssa Goodman Show, and every week I have the honor of interviewing a game changer in the wellness arena.
Hi, welcome to Defining Moments. I'm Suzanne Quas.
Hi guys, my name is Serena Poon and welcome to my show, Serena Lives.
Hello, I'm Lauren Francesca.
I'm Brad Grunberg.
And you're watching
How to Start.
What is pussy poppin', you beautiful humans? My name is Ariane Andrew.
I'm Matt Dillon, and welcome to another episode of Sippin' the Tea.
Good morning, LaLa, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. All of these interviews are available as a podcast on iTunes, and the whole show can be seen on EverTalk TV, now available on Apple TV.
This is my first TV experience. I'm so happy I did it with you.
Thank you guys so much for watching. You can always find these videos and binge them on EverTalk TV. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa, and Julio Macias in the house. He's an actor, great success on Netflix.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So tell us about the show.
So the show takes place in a fictional town called Free Ridge, but it's essentially every inner city that could be, across the West Coast. I mean, really across the country. And they show these kids go through the high school experience with in a tumultuous.
Yeah. It's a tongue twister.
It's like rolling. Yeah.
Yes. A gang-ridden area with a lot of situations that a lot of kids don't necessarily get to go through. What I love about the show is that it's funny, it's poignant, and you see these kids really push through all of that, and their biggest problems end up being normal high school problems outside of people rolling up on them and stuff.
Well, let's take a look at the trailer for On My Block.
I need protection. Protection from what? 200K in this neighborhood? Who wouldn't be paranoid? It's a new year. Finally, we can get back to normal.
Big feelings. They're good. That's the gift of youth.
That's it. Everybody get in here!
Yeah, everybody get in here!
Monte's pissed! I'm on a break, Ronald!
There are no breaks when there are teenage boys trying to stick it in.
I don't want to live the rest of my life in fear or with regret. Every day, we can choose to love instead of hate. I'm gonna focus on the good.
Wow. All right, so tell us about Spooky Diaz.
Okay, so Spooky is, they like to call him the villain of the show. I like to call him the very misunderstood anti-hero.
Way to reframe.
Yes. Yeah, because he's not telling his younger brother the right things to do, but he's telling him how to survive in the situations that they're in. So yeah, these are definitely not advices that anyone would willingly give their kids. But when you grow up in those situations, Oscar, he's 24 in the show, but he grew up in this life and he wanted to, he was going to go to a magnet school. He wanted to be a chef, and then the reality of that neighborhood hit him. It changed him. It forged him into this tougher guy that you see. And then there's no mom, there's no dad, there's only the gang. How else are you going to protect your younger brother if that's the only family you know? You're going to say, hey, I know that you think that you're going to get out of here, but you're just a Mexican kid out in Free Ridge. Like, I didn't get out. What makes you think you're going to get out? So if you're going to stay here, you got to be able to protect yourself, and this is the way you do it. So as weird as it sounds, it comes from a very twisted sense of love and responsibility towards the community and his younger brother.
What is it about this role and character that resonates with you most personally?
Coming from Mexico City, wanting to be an actor, you sort of always hear this idea or the stereotype that you got to play the gangbanger or the side role or this or that. So growing up, I had this wrong direction that I wanted to not play anything that was Hispanic, so that I could, disassociate myself from that. And then I read the sides for Spooky, and then I auditioned for it, and I got it and started working at it, and I saw the opportunity to play something without playing a caricature. That's not what I wanted to do. So for me, what it resonates is that I am playing a villain, I am playing an antagonist, but I refuse to let him just sit there and stay there like that.
You know what I like about it, like on the block, the concept that every lesson, everything is right where we are. Like you can have all revelation around the whole situation, around universal law, about how life works, how the psyche works, everything in any type of a situation, and this show represents that for me.
Yeah, and I think that you see it all of these things like, well, I don't know what that would be like, and then you listen to the conversation and you get to the grain of it, and I'm like, oh man, I just had that conversation with my sister last week. Like
universal themes that everybody can connect with. I love that.
External situations affect how these people are going to handle that, but they're all very human, similar stories.
What's your story? How did you get to this place where you get to be on the block?
It's the same story that of what I'm going to do after this. After this, I'm going to drive down Santa Monica and audition.
Pretty much, right? That's awesome.
This is crazy thing. An audition.
Was that it? Was it just showing up, audition after audition after audition?
Yeah.
Taking the classes and.
I knew that I wanted to act when I was very young, like 5, 6 years old. I knew that this is what I wanted to do. The older that I got, I understood that there was obstacles, and I always thought that I wanted to be an actor when I was much older, 40, 45, because those were the characters that I saw that I related to, that I thought, ooh, that's cool, I want to do that. So I always thought, well, what do doctors do? What do lawyers do? They go to school for 10, 15 years. Why don't I do the same? After 7 years, 8 years really studying it after high school, you realize that this is way different than a doctor or a lawyer. You have to go out there, you have to audition. Even though I never wanted to play anything as a teenager, I think I cheated myself out of a valuable learning experience from not starting auditioning earlier. You know, I only started auditioning when I was 23, and it was nerve-wracking, and I would see people come in and boom, boom, all right, how you doing later? And I was like, sorry, can I do that again? Studying, life experience, putting that together, being incredibly thankful that this is the first thing that I get to do, because I put my heart and soul into it, and I hope that reflects in the future of my career. But yeah.
It is a good point you make too, because I think sometimes these days you get stuck in like student phase in your life or like learning phase. Not that you don't want to learn your entire life, but you don't actually put yourself out there and give yourself a shot to do something. You think you have to spend a certain number of years building up the education or whatnot to finally audition.
Yeah, it's like this idea of doing monologues for 40 years and then coming out and be like, I'm ready, guys.
Right. Yeah. It's like, oh, you are 30 years too old for that role now that you've been practicing.
And how do you feel about that there's more Latin roles in Hollywood now? That's pretty awesome, right?
Yeah, definitely. Again, it's this weird conversation that I've been having with everybody in my castmates. Everyone talks about what it's like to finally see someone represented on screen, and that wasn't something that really hit me. I was born in Mexico City. Spanish is my first language. I moved here when I was 7 years old. If I wanted to, when I saw Hocus Pocus, I wanted to be one of the witches. It didn't matter that they were women, and it didn't matter that they were white.
Awesome.
That's how my brain worked. However, once I got this role, once the fans started reacting to having me, when a 32-year-old man hits me up and he's like, yo, I get you, I went through that, or a 15-year-old boy is like, hey, I've never seen someone like you on TV. It wasn't about me. It wasn't what I thought representation was. It is what it is, So even though I'm like, yeah, there's more Latin roles, but I just want to play whatever, it is super important that there are Latin roles.
So,
you know.
yeah.
Well,
congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell people they can follow your personal journey.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Julio Macias, because I'm just one of them. There's a lot of us.
And of course, they can catch your show on Netflix.
And you can watch On My Block Season 2 and Season 1, because they're both hilarious on Netflix right now.
Amazing. Thank you. Stay tuned. We'll bring it back.
Thank you, guys.
I'm under 40. I'm 36. Okay, let's just get that out there.
Oh, wow.
Coming out of the closet again.
You came out twice already today.
I know. Oh my gosh.
I hope that our viewers are watching this to realize that when you have a passion and when it pays the bills and you can live a good life and provide for your children, there should be no shame in what you do.
Right. I agree.
So in other news, for those that don't yet know, Kelly's having a baby. Yay! Hiding it so well, by the way. You know, she's so disgustingly slim even when pregnant.
God
Just
bless you.
unfair. But I'm guessing that everything that you learn and your journey through Heal has had some sort of impact on you becoming a mama.
I've always had this awe and kind of curiosity about how intelligent the human body is.
Okay.
But now I'm just like living in this awe, like I'm creating this human being inside of me. It's wild.
It's crazy.
And to really try, like my women's bodies are designed to do this.
Would you want to do a home birth as well, or?
Yeah.
I thought with the squeal that was going to be, oh no. Wow.
I do. I
feel like that's brave.
It is brave.
Wow.
I admire many people that, you know, I get through birth, whatever way you want to do it. There's
That's
no
it.
judgment.
It was at a casino night last night.
Yeah.
We went to celebrate with Maria Conchita Alonso. We have a special look at some of the video from the event last night.
Than 18 animal foundations.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLa, and I'm so excited to welcome to the show Autumn Brands. She's a fempreneur and a cannabis cultivator. I think this is such an important conversation because you're really elevating the stereotypes, the cliche, all surrounded around cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
So what was your journey to creating this business?
Well, actually, my background is real estate, and then I got into being a CFO for a cut flower grower who back in 2015 got approached about doing medical marijuana and leasing out some of his greenhouses. And then shortly after, he said, why don't we start something? Wow. And so my name is Autumn, and my three partners' last name is Brand, so Autumn Brands was born.
Oh, I love that.
I just think it's hilarious that we're on a morning show in today's world, like this is where we're at, which is, I think, amazing because it's important for people to have free will.
It's incredible.
Super important.
It's incredible to be part of this emerging industry and that this plant was dismissed for so long, and now everyone is embracing it and understanding how incredible and how powerful it can really be for people.
So how has it personally changed your life?
For me, I can use it in a different way. You know, when I was younger, I think you just get high. But today, you know, there's so many different strains and so many different ways that it can make you feel, whether it's a little creative, carefree, or somewhere in between. So as a mom, I can treat it like a glass of wine. I just go home and I can relax, or if I'm at a wedding, I can just kind of be social. I also, at a computer all day and picking up a 3-year-old, I use a 1-to-1 THC CBD cream, and it immediately just releases all that tension and stress. And I mean,
but there's still stigmas if you think about it. Let's try it right now, right? I mean, I don't smoke pot, but I have lots of friends that smoke pot, and I don't have any like thoughts about. I don't see any different than drinking a glass of wine. I really don't. But it's funny because still, even on the show, it'd be different if we had a glass of a sip or whatever versus like let's have a little, you know, toker or whatever they would call it, right? Like it's kind of there's still stigmas.
The stigma is still
right?
there, and every day I feel like it's getting broken down and broken down.
Yeah.
And more people are being aware of it. And yeah, I think in the future there will be a bottle of wine, beer, and a joint.
Well, they're in all the restaurants and a lot of right,
Mm-hmm.
and
yeah, a lot of chefs now are incorporating into their meals. If you go for a tasting menu, it's definitely everything is changing, and it's very exciting.
Right. So, are you in all the greenhouses out by Carpinteria?
We are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm from Center, of course, as you know, and there's a lot of greenhouses that probably went from they were growing orchids and now they're growing cannabis. You know, that's how you roll with the times.
Yes. Puns intended. So, what makes this brand unique? I mean, this is a very noisy market now. The laws have changed. These brands are booming. So, what makes this a very unique brand?
We're very proud of ourselves. We are united by the vision of 2 families that stems all the way back 6 generations into Holland growing cut flowers. And we're 50% women owned. and dedicated to be 100% pesticide-free company. So we only use good bugs to combat the bad bugs. So this guarantees that our product is always natural and free of any type of chemicals or pesticides.
So we have to worry now if someone buys pot, they've got to worry if there's pesticides. I don't even think of that, right? Who would think of that?
Well, yeah, I mean,
everything.
Well, in California, we're highly regulated, so you have to, if you are buying a cannabis product in a dispensary, you know that the levels are lower than any food product actually that you've ever bought for pesticides, and us specifically are 100% pesticide-free.
Wow, that's fantastic.
I think it's a really important conversation too to bring up that this can be an alternative for those who are struggling with pain, who are on cancer treatments, because as you know, a lot of the side effects of traditional Western medicine can make your condition worse or add other conditions. So how have you seen this affect people's lives in that way?
Well, THC, most people think THC is just what gets you high, but that's actually the healing benefits of THC is for pain and for inflammation. And when you put CBD and you put THC together, that's actually when it's most effective. And so there's a number of people, I've spoken to people that had skin cancer and they put the cream on, they went back to the doctor to have it removed, gone. Or cancerous cells, they probably usually will take a tincture or maybe they smoke a little bit and it helps relieve it. And I mean, case after case, it's pretty amazing.
Talk about hashtag Miracle Monday, but how does this really work? What is the science behind that?
I think they're still trying to figure it all out, to be honest. There hasn't been a lot of research allowed in all these years because it's been so forbidden. But basically, our bodies have the endocannabinoid system, which we didn't even learn about.
I don't know what that means.
So
endocannabinoid?
Yeah. So they didn't even figure it out. They didn't figure it out till the 1990s. So we didn't learn about it in school. But essentially, there's the endocannabinoid system within our bodies that has receptors that bind with cannabinoids, which is THC, CBD, CBD2. There's over 100 different cannabinoids available in the product. Just THC and CBD are mostly found in the highest elements, so that's why we talk about it so much. But that's what happens, and so when they bind with the receptors, it actually balances our body out without all those, without all the issues that come along with other kind of prescription drugs. This is a natural thing for our body, and our body takes it, and that's where it's good for cancer or for sleep or for pain.
And it's calorie free.
There's that.
Benefit.
Well, and like everything can be abused for sure. So I'm sure that there's
moderation is key in
moderation
everything.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. Well, good. Well, where can they find you and get their stuff?
Well, we're all throughout the state of California, from Shasta County all the way to San Diego County. We're in over 100 different dispensaries, but locally here in LA, you can find us in MMD Hollywood, Compassionate Care Network, Mary Jane's. I mean, there's a number, Orange County, 420 Central, and Connected Belmont.
All right. Well, let's take a break. We'll be back at 420. Just kidding. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Good morning, LaLa. America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. All of these interviews are available as a podcast on iTunes, and the whole show can be seen on EverTalk TV, now available on Apple TV.
This is my first TV experience. I'm so happy I did it with you.
Thank you guys so much for watching. You can always find these videos and binge them on EverTalk TV. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLa, and Kevin Bloody Wilson is in the house. Thank you so much for being with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Is that your real middle name?
Yeah.
It
No,
is?
I actually changed it because it was way worse than that.
You know, your music, your parodies are known worldwide, and you have a lot of celebrity fans, including Elton John, right?
Yeah, I first met Elton in 1987. I was awarded Top Australian Comedy Album and the second biggest selling album to Michael Jackson that year.
Wow.
In Australia.
That is no small feat.
Yeah, he did, I think he did about 7 platinums and I did 4 that year.
Oh.
Wow. 4. What did that feel like? I mean, that's such an honor.
I was straight out of the bush, I was straight out of the outback, so I had no idea that that was going to happen. It was just me writing songs for my friends about my friends. And bawdy ballads, there have always been bawdy ballads, because that's how we talk in the outback.
So we were talking about that earlier in the show about embodiment. When you really embody it, the universe, or you could call it luck, you can call it whatever, but something happens where you really take that leap, that huge leap that maybe was expected or not expected. What was that for you?
Totally unexpected. I was an electrician on the gold mines at the time and playing in a part-time band 4 nights a week. And what we used to do, we were a top 20 band, so whatever was on the top 20, we would do it. And then when the song drifted away from the top 20, I'd find myself rewriting the lyrics. I'll give you an example. Willie Nelson. Through my nose again. I'm sniffing Purcell through my nose again. I'm farting bubbles and embarrassing my friends. That sort of thing.
Where do you think you got this creative genius? Were you born this way?
I've always enjoyed humour. I don't know that I was the class clown, but the people I hung around with were even funnier, and I'm just so glad that some of my friends didn't turn professional.
We're not too much competition, right?
Way too much competition.
So what do you make of all the fun of the politics? What do you think of all this crazy stuff going on?
Oh, I found it was interesting. Was it Ukraine? Yesterday they voted in a comedian as their president. And America beat them to it at that, didn't they?
Fair enough.
Ours is definitely a comedian, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You know, you've been on tour, on the road. What's that like for you?
It's great because I travel with my family. My wife of 49 years is my tour manager, and her background is accountancy. So therefore she takes care of the business end of show business, and my daughter is my support act.
Wow. So how do you keep the peace in a family business like that?
Humour. Family in my life has always been first, second and third. Everything else that's happened has been a bonus. And I've never subscribed to political correctness. I'm totally opposed to most of it. Basically, for the most, political correctness is common sense in fancy words. You know, and political correctness has overtaken common sense in a lot of cases. So my mantra has always been the word dillygaff. And the origins of that is from the American military. They came back from the Second World War with your military and our military. And it's an acronym, dillygaff, and I'll give you the TV-friendly version of it, is do I look like I give a fuss?
And it's tattooed right here on his wrist.
Yes,
it is. That's to remind me every day that nothing should be taken too seriously.
Yes.
So true.
Wow.
That's incredible, huh?
So true. Humor is, it's so important, and I think especially, it does very well. People they want to laugh.
They do.
It is very needed in all of our lives.
And it's also quite often a modifier between the left and the right in terms of humour. For instance, I've got a song. Latest buzzword buzzing round seems to be Me Too, and they're all lining up with stories to tell about sexual harassment. Well, it's happened to me too. Bloody heaps of times, but mostly by myself. Wouldn't. So I'm gonna start a movement called DIY Me Too. After years and years of self-inflicted sexual abuse, not only am I a victim, I'm the perpetrator too. So I'm gonna start a movement called DIY Me Too. That sort of diffuses the whole thing to a huge degree in my mind, and The part I love the most about what I do is people singing along with it, even though they've never heard the song before. You'll find the audience tomorrow night at the El Rey will be singing along with that song before the night's out. But it pretty much sums up what I am. I managed to see the funny side of most situations.
It's a great attitude. I think it's a really important attitude. And were you always like that?
I think so. I first heard the word dillygaff from my uncle Tommy, who came in from the Second World War, and he saw some horrible things like most of our troops did, and that was their attitude when they came back. You know, a select few, and it wasn't until I was about 11 years old he explained to me what it meant. Up until then, I thought it was his fishing hat that he was wearing. It was, do I look like I got a fish?
Well, do you want to do one of your songs that you? Would you do a song for us?
Well, some of the songs probably wouldn't make it across.
We'll save that for the El Rey tomorrow night in LaLa, and tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
On kevinbloodywilson.com. We're actually on tour at the moment. I was waiting for that question to come up this morning. How do you start your day? Well, the last 3 or 4 days, I've been having about 4 wake-ups in the morning, usually coming in from Australia. I'm still sort of jet lagged. So you'd wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock and you look at your watch. And here's one. Last night, I again with jet lag, I put myself to bed at around about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I set the alarm. So no, it was about 7 o'clock last night. And I put the alarm for 7 this morning to make the show. And I woke up and I looked at one watch and thought, oh no, it's 9:15. I've missed, I've missed the TV show. Then I looked out the window and I was still dark. Oh, thank God for that.
Well,
we all live here and we have that problem often.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, thank you again for being here, and be sure to check out, if you're in Los Angeles, Kevin Bloody Wilson's show tomorrow night at the El Rey. Stay tuned. We'll be back tomorrow. Good morning, LaLa Land.
First amount of time. Hi everyone, I'm Erin Ziering, and this is the Housewives of Hollywood. You might think you know the Housewives, but it's not rosé all day, Pilates, and finding the best nannies. It's women supporting women, and today I have a very special guest, and we might have to change the name just to Housewives of Beverly Hills for Tori Spelling. Tori, thank you so much for coming on. Oh my gosh, anything for you.
We kind of like having her here.
Yeah, she's like, so much good morning, LaLa. We've got things to do. Room to your set today.
That's right.
I love that.
So tell us about the proper way to actually taste this wine.
Put it in your mouth. I love you. That's my kind of winemaker.
LOL. As you can see, we have a lot of fun here at EverTalk TV, and I'm so excited to share this journey experience with you. Visit evertalktv.com for your free 30-day subscription. EverTalk TV, anytime, anywhere. What an incredible week here at EverTalk TV. I'm Jasmine Moyer, and we'll see you next time.
Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa on Miracle Mondays. We all need some miracle in our lives. It's a workout. Kirsten Potenza has created the Pound workout, just kind of like about drumming and whatever. Tell us a little bit about what it is.
So Pound is a group fitness experience, I like to say.
Group fitness experience, that's cool, I like it.
Yeah, as a workout, it's everything you need in one 45-minute class. You get cardio, strength training, conditioning, but instead of looking at the clock, wondering when your next meal is, or counting hundreds of reps, we transport you into a concert-like environment. We give you 2 drumsticks, lightly weighted exercise drumsticks that really allow you to be the musician in all of the songs. And it's a blast, and it goes by like that, and you're like, wait, did I just work out? You wake up the next morning and you're like, yes, I did.
But I like that. I like that the pound means 2 things. So they're pounding with it and they're potentially losing pounds, whatever,
Potentially,
right?
yes. We like to say.
What sparked the idea, the concept?
About 8 years ago, my then business partner and I, we were both ex-athletes, and I was probably an athlete from the age of 6 until the end of college. I was a Division I athlete. And I felt this really big shift from working out in a group environment, in a team environment, really focusing on how my body performed. And all of a sudden that shifted to working out alone and going to the gym. And this is my own personal experience. It became very body-centric. I all of a sudden learned about the concept of counting calories and problem areas, and my relationship with my body became a negative one. And I'm sure a lot of people have experienced that in their lives. And at the same time, I was running a music venue, and I recognized the power that music had. And whether I was behind a drum set in this like therapy session that was drumming, or playing an instrument or listening to music, I realized the power that it had. So we decided to team up movement with music and create an experience that didn't feel like a chore, that didn't feel like a workout. And then beyond that, create an environment that felt inclusive and welcoming and empowering and badass, which is what everybody wants and needs, right?
So you started here in LA, but now Pound is available in over 91 countries worldwide.
Wow. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh my.
So what was the secret to your success?
Well, I would say that we started off in LA. We made sure that we looked bigger than we were from day one. Built a beautiful website and had a really great visual presence on social media, and we looked a lot different and felt a lot different from other group fitness brands. And then beyond that, made sure that the program had quality. And because it did, and because of the fact that we put so much work into building the training program, so what our instructors go through, the first 4 years were all word of mouth. It was one person taking it, teaching it, people loving it, wanting to teach it as well, which is just absolutely incredible, and we were really lucky to have that type of growth in such a short amount of time.
Was that the greatest challenge, was just getting the word out? Or what was the greatest challenge in creating this?
The greatest challenge, I think, maybe in life and business in general, is recognizing that it's a marathon, not a sprint. Sometimes you got to look down at your 2 feet and make sure that the step you take is as thoughtful and well thought out as the last one. And then I think the second is just making sure that you're always aligned with your company's ethos. If I walk into the office and I'm not there for the purpose of why I started it, then I really have to check myself. And I'm kind of really proud about that. We really have stayed true to our purpose and why we do what we do at Pound.
That's awesome.
So how do you check yourself?
I love that question. I call it jumping off a cliff or pushing myself off a boat. Like every once in a while, you either trip up because life gives you something that makes you trip up, that's challenging. Sometimes I do it to myself, which is just like a gut check. Where am I at? Are we doing what we said we're doing? If we're not, how do we shift in different areas and stay true to, why we walk into the office every day?
Oh, I
That's
love it.
awesome, great advice.
Have you noticed or seen any parallels, or I think sports is a metaphor almost for business? Any parallels there?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I was a Division I rower in college, and my job was a coxswain, so you're essentially leading 8 women. So getting the respect of 8 women in college was a battle. And life is a sport, right? And if you're not constantly working to better yourself, it's not always about competition, but maybe with yourself. And if you look at your company as your own competition and always trying to evolve and be better, then hopefully you do.
Yeah, I love that. That was one of the things I discovered. I was a cross-country runner, and what you said earlier really resonated, because I would not focus on what was ahead of me because it was too overwhelming. It's like, 7 miles left. Instead, I would just look at my feet.
Yeah.
Right, and I would imagine that's the same or similar experience with the rowing. It's just one at a time.
Yes.
I love that. It's very inspiring. I love it. So where can they find it and work out?
So like you said, Pound is found in over 91 countries, taught by over 19,000 Pound pros, which is what we call our instructors. Yeah, and if you'd like to take a class with one of our incredible Pound pros, you can go to poundfit.com, find a class page, type in your city, and the closest one will come up. If you want to learn more about becoming an instructor, you can go to the Become an Instructor page. But we also have a challenge coming up in May, a 30-day challenge. So follow our socials at PoundFit, and it's a free challenge. We give free workouts. It's a cool way to kind of kickstart your Pound life if you'd like to try it out for the first time.
Thank you
Awesome.
so much. Yep.
Thank you. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more. Good morning, La La Land.
If you could just ask yourself and answer some questions.
I'm going to ask myself some questions. You can just kind of sit there and react with your face as I go through.
I'm introducing an Emmy Award-winning host. I better frickin' get this right.
You knocked it out of the park. You did a great job. I'm so good at what I do, aren't I? Okay.
I hope you're filming right now.
These are the things to take
The outtakes are the best.
I know.
We kind of like having her here.
Yeah, she's like, so much good morning, LaLa. We've got things to do.
Room to your set today.
That's right.
I love that.
So tell us about the proper way to actually taste this wine.
Put it in your mouth.
I love you. That's my kind of winemaker.
LOL. As you can see, we have a lot of fun here at EverTalk TV, and I'm so excited to share this journey experience with you. Visit evertalktv.com for your free 30-day subscription. EverTalk TV, anytime, anywhere. What an incredible week here at EverTalk TV. I'm Jasmine Moyer, and we'll see you next time. Hailing all the way from Montreal, DJ YOC is in the house. Thank you so much for being with us in LaLa Land today.
Thank you very much, you guys. Thank you so much.
Do we say Yossi or?
It is Yossi.
Okay.
Yossi! Oh, all right. So what's behind the name? What's the story?
Actually, my first name is Yossi, Yossi. And the guy that actually taught me how to DJ when I was like 13 years old used to call me Yossi all the time. So it just clicked from that point on.
Oh, I love
at 13.
Yeah.
What were you doing at a nightclub at 13?
I wasn't in a nightclub at 13. I just started DJing when I was That's a different, I started DJing in nightclubs when I was around 18, 19. Yeah.
Did you know you wanted to be a DJ, or was it just sort of a side?
Absolutely not.
Really?
I just fell into it. I honestly, I just fell into it. My brother-in-law, the gentleman that was married to my sister at that point, when I was 13, used to do this as a business, like private corporate events. And my sister called me up one day. She's like, "Look, do you want to go help him out, lift some equipment, whatever it is?" And I'm like, "Sure, no problem." Started lifting equipment with him and everything else, the speakers, the turntables, and I just started staying at events with him. And I saw what he was doing. I'm like, "Wow, I love this." After 6 months, I bought equipment, and since then, I just started practicing. And at 15, I did my first event by myself.
Wow. Who knew that? I mean, DJs are, they're some of the biggest artists in the world now. I mean, it's like it's like no one even knew it was coming.
Well, I didn't know either.
Right?
No, it is. Right now, it's like anybody's a DJ at this point. A lot of celebrities are DJs now also. It's like.
Know, right?
But you are establishing quite a reputation for yourself with DJ and Backstreet Boys. I mean, who do you look up to and who's inspired your career?
I've always looked up to DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah.
Him is like, he's just the way he DJs, the way he scratches. I've always looked up to him, and I just love the way he. And I've had the chance and the opportunity to DJ with him many times.
Wow.
And he's such a cool guy. Such a cool guy, down to earth guy as well.
That's incredible. Wow. What do you think, in addition to your unparalleled talent, what do you think has made you successful as a DJ?
I guess it's consistency too, right? You have to be consistent in what you do and always be able to deliver every time you do a party. I mean, I've been doing this, I'm 13 years old, like I said, and I did my first event at 15, started doing clubs at 19, started traveling when I was around 22, 23, and I was just always, I just have a passion for it. I never did it for money, I always did it because I loved it, and I think that's what shows when I'm DJing.
Wow.
Do you think you'll ever get sick of the lifestyle, like being up late at night and all of that?
Well, that's why I started other businesses.
Okay.
You diversify, right?
You have no choice. I mean, as a DJ, especially if you're not like a, let's say like a Calvin Harris or a David Guetta type of DJ, you have to think of your future too. So I mean, DJing local parties, private parties, even if you're traveling, it's fine, it's cool. But at one point, you get older. And you have to think, if you want to have a family, whatever it is, you need to think of other avenues to bring in money.
So tell us about the other businesses.
So I have an event company, which only does private events, corporate events, and we do the production also of it and everything else in terms of lighting, decor, whatever it is. And I have restaurants. I partnered up with 4 guys back in Montreal, and we have over 9 restaurants. And now we're starting to franchise them, so a little bit over, like we're thinking more like Toronto, Vancouver, and then hopefully hitting up LA as well soon.
Love it.
Yeah.
What are these restaurants?
We have a Mexican restaurant, we have a Cuban restaurant, we have 2 Japanese restaurants, we have poke restaurants, we have a cocktail bar, and obviously like a few of each.
and now we're just franchising them.
Sounds like you're pretty lazy. Like, seriously.
Well, on top of that, I have a colleague of mine out of Vancouver, and we do a dog rescue online. A rescue online. So it's called RAD, which stands for Rescue All Dogs. And what we do is basically try to, like, let's say like these bracelets, we try to sell bracelets like this online to be able to get funds, to be able to help abused animals. So that's what we do right now also.
Nice.
Incredible.
Wow.
So how can people get involved?
In which part? The
In RAD.
RAD? Honestly, just go on the social media and just, if you see, like, we post a lot about animals also. Like just last month we helped out a dog called Bean that got hit by a truck on the street and that needed immediate surgery. And obviously its owners were homeless and kind of abandoned her. And so we literally went online. I went on my social media, and in 24 hours, we raised the money for her, for the surgery. And people were it was just an outpour for her. And I went to visit her, actually. I was in Vancouver last week for a gig, and I actually went to visit her, and she's the sweetest thing, and she's recovering, and she's so happy, and she has a family now. She's adopted, and it's just amazing.
Fantastic, man.
So if people want to get involved, it's just like we sell stuff like bracelets and all this all the time. And if you see us online, which is called Rescue All Dogs, if you want to help out, with pleasure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. How can people find your personal journey?
Well, on social media, I'm at DJYOC. So anywhere from that point on.
Nice.
Really.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, man.
We'll be back.
Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land here on Miracle Monday. Question of the day for our extraordinary guest is, what's been the greatest miracle in your life or business? We'll start here.
Family, first, second, and third.
Ah, yes. I see you stick to the script there. That was your answer. You feel very strongly about that answer. I love that.
Yes.
Yes.
I similarly, people.
Yeah.
People just drive me. I love people, family included.
Has there been one that's really stuck out to you that has helped you along this journey?
No, I think with Pound, there's so many people that I've been lucky enough to meet, and every one of them is amazing and badass and authentic and kind, and they all re-inspire me every time I meet new people.
I love it.
So cool.
Well, I have two. First, of course, is the birth of my son, which is an incredible miracle. And then two, in business, you know, right now I'm getting reached out by so many women that are inspired by a CFO woman in the cannabis emerging industry. So I'm so grateful for them, and I try to always take time for coffee and to continue to inspire.
Love that.
Nice.
Oh, myself, obviously, dogs, saving lives, trying to save as much dogs as possible.
Oh, that's fantastic. I thought we were just going to stick to just myself. You followed up with the dogs. I got you. Yeah.
I don't particularly have a religion, but whatever, if it's my mom, it's my mom. If it's the world energy, whatever makes me positive every morning, I really don't know what it is. That's a miracle.
Yeah. Great answer. I think it's Good Morning La La Land.
I think it's Good Morning La La Land.
Thank you for sharing your time and life with us. We are Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. All of these interviews are available as a podcast on iTunes, and the full show is now streamable at EverTalk TV on Apple TV.
That's right. We are waking up the world together. Make it a Miracle Monday. Have a great one, you guys.
It's going to be a Good Morning La La Land.
like the room because then I get to meet the people. I get to have some sort of interaction.
Yeah.
You send in a tape. I used to pass